Recording. Okay, welcome to our first leadership call of 2017. Melissa and I are here strategizing, and we are so excited about the year ahead. I think this is the most organized we have been when it comes to planning. It's only taken us 12 years to get here.
Not me. I've only been around 9.
And what we have decided, and hopefully you guys are cool with it, is just to be consistent with our leadership calls so that we're doing them once a month, and we'll do them once a month on the first Wednesday of every month at 7:45, so that can just be a consistent call in the calendar so we know what to expect. So again, Happy New Year to everybody, and hopefully your holiday was amazing. And what we wanted to do is come up with 2 or 3 words that would describe what our focus will be for 2017. And the first word actually comes right from Mitra's rep call, which is recruitment. And I don't know how that word feels for you. I know in the beginning when I was listening to the rep call, recruitment, even in the early days, was just such a key word for me, recruitment, recruiting people. But Mitra made it very clear and explained it, and hopefully everybody has listened to the rep call. And if you haven't, I encourage you to, because she really put it into perspective. Did everybody listen to it? Michelle, Melissa, did you? Okay, and Michelle, you never did. So what she was giving us a little bit of history of her trip to Israel. And one of the things that she learned was that the country was actually created in 32 minutes. And she traveled to Israel with her daughters. And pretty much what her daughter said, if you can build a country in 32 minutes, you can do anything. That was the message. And just what they got was the perseverance of the people of Israel and what they went through. And, and having a mindset of what it takes to win. And so Mitra just pretty much said on the rep call that, 2017, we should be focused on recruiting, building your team, leading with the business. Our cause is strong. It's mission driven. We have a program to help people. It's a small shift in mindset, but to lead with the business and to look at all of their attributes. So when you're working and thinking about who you want to bring on your team, really focus on their attributes and have great conversations with them. And on the rep call, she actually goes through some great role playing and some verbiage. And I think you guys have heard, her training over and over again on verbiage, but, very simple. It was just, here's what I like about you. I like that you work hard. I like that you showcase whole food nutrition on Facebook and you seem really passionate. And this year I'm looking to build a huge organization around the world, and I thought of you. It can be that simple in verbiage. And I know that Jake Kelly has been building a pretty huge organization of millenniums, and she always leads with the business, always. And if the business is not their time, I love the fact that she'll roll them back to the Shred program. So maybe a business isn't, in the market for you, but how about let's talk about your health. So it's kind of like you start up here and then you can roll back. What else? So that would be the first word, is recruitment. And we just did some calculations. We have about, I'm going to say 665 distributors on Team B on Facebook. I want you guys to guess what percentage of those distributors are actually clubs and working. So Michelle says 10%. 20, Nikki says 20. You can use your fingers, Melissa.
I don't know, I'll go in and say 15.
15, and Sean says small, less than 10. What is it, Melissa?
11%.
11%. And we were just saying, the numbers range, and we're just trying to get numbers from other teams, but from what I've read in network marketing, the range is on average between 10 and 15%. And I share that with you guys. Exactly. There you go, Sean. It's the 80, 15, and 5. It's so true. So we're sitting at 11. And then out of the 11, we have 3 national marketing directors. So it's that ratio. And that's really good for you guys to know as leaders, as you look at your downline growth reports, and you might get frustrated. And as Eric Worre says, you just have to work with the numbers. So if you're gunning for a 20 club, you guys know that you have to have 200 people on your downline growth report if you're gunning for 20 club. If you're gunning for a 10 club, you need 100 people. So keep that in mind when you're, looking at your numbers in a realistic manner. And then, if you want that one national marketing director, it's a diamond in the rough. It really is. And I've been doing this for 12 years and we've got 3 now. It's taken me that long to get 3 national marketing directors. Doesn't mean you have to follow my pace. But Melissa's like, and 4, bam.
No, I'm saying you, Melissa, Jen, and Sarah.
Yeah, I guess
I will be 5.
Yeah,
You
5.
will.
Yeah.
In days now.
So that's the first word, recruitment. And we're like, what if we could go from 11% to 15%? That would mean that we're really being effective as a team. So what do you think the second word we have written down in order for us to go from 11% to 15%? What is the word that number needs to increase?
Incentive?
Incentive, show me the money. That could work. Duplication.
Yes.
Duplication. So we're going to talk more about that a little bit later. It's on the agenda about what ideas that we have as a leadership team to do a better job duplicating. And then the third word that we have is leadership development. How do we bring up our leaders, and how do we show, how do the leaders showcase their skill set and develop their skill set in front of the group? So we want to do more work around that. So those are the 3 words we had for 2017. Okay, we'll come back to that because we've got some ideas and we want to open it up to you guys as well. Oh, there's Susan. Hi, Susan. Okay, so Mitra Tour. We want to talk about the Mitra Tour just to go through and make sure that you guys are clear of all the details. So couple things. So everybody knows that the early bird ends on Saturday, this Saturday at 11:30. So the price of the ticket right now is $60. It goes up to $75. So it's an opportunity for us from now until Saturday to be picking up the phone, Facebook Messenger, having some really good juicy conversations with those distributors that are sitting on the fence. You guys saw my post the other day, Melissa, I picked up the phone and asked her what her goals were, if she's achieved them in the last year. She was honest with me and said no. And I said, what if your year could look different? And in that moment, I said, I'll pick you up, come to the regional, I'll pay for your lunch. And she said yes. So that's how important it is to pick up the phone and have a conversation. It's so, you have to go back to the days when you guys were just starting out and your paycheck was like this small. And Juice Plus wasn't a priority. And it didn't come to be a priority until you started to come out to events and understand the bigger picture and start to understand how to do this business. And so when you are being compassionate on the phone and having those conversations, you want to keep in mind where you guys started and how much you would appreciate that phone call and encouragement to say, you know what, I'm going to kick you off the fence. You need to be there if you're serious about growing your business. Do you want to say anything around that?
Buy an extra ticket and make sure you find someone who will either buy it from you or that you treat to come out to regional. I do that every single event. I buy at least one, if not more when they're a smaller event, but I always make it a goal that I have to bring somebody else out to that event.
Right. So very important. So, so call,
Can I
yep.
Sorry, just add to that. So all of you guys are earning your business incentive bonus right now because you're in the leadership positions, right? BIB. So that BIB money is to be used to grow your business, to reinvest in yourself, personal development, whatever. Use a little bit of it for these events. Buy that extra ticket, one ticket or more, but challenge yourself that you've got to invite a guest and give them that ticket.
So couple things for the tour, which is going to be exciting. So on the Thursday, Melissa and I fly in with Mitra from Florida. We've
Had to
right?
do that, eh?
I know, right? We're going to Florida. We're going to Disney, and then we're going to do some Mars mindset training, and then we're going to tour around with Mitra.
Disney?
Are we going to Disney?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. We're going to do something fun in Florida. And so Thursday, what we are going to open it up to everybody is that we're going to go to the Scandinavia spa with Mitra, and we're going to open it up to anybody who wants to join us. So you guys can come to the spa, then we're going to go out for a team dinner, and then we're going to go to the Prevention Plus. Cool. So, so we're throwing that out to you for a fun event in connection with Mitra, our leader. So all of you guys are invited, and if you got other distributors that you want to share the opportunity with, by all means. I know Nikki's going to be working on a flyer so that she can put that out to the team as a fun event with our leader. Friday morning, we are going to probably do something fun in Collingwood. So we're going to be looking at either doing like cross-country skiing or snowshoeing, some type of fun physical activity in the morning. And then we're going to drive back and get Mitra to the hotel checked in. And then we're going to do a team dinner from 4 to 6 in the lobby at the hotel. And all of your team can come. So again, put that out to your team. Let them know if they want to hang out and have some fun. That is definitely an option. And then, of course, on Saturday is our big regional from 10 till 4. Jen Brennan and her team are going to work the registration table at this one. So that's awesome. So she's organizing that.
Team dinner Friday.
Team, Michelle, to everyone.
Yeah.
Team dinner for everybody. Yep. Anybody can come.
It's in Collingwood, though.
No, it's not on Friday.
Oh, Friday, sorry.
Yeah, Friday's at
Thursday's
the hotel.
Collingwood.
Yeah, Friday, anybody can come, even prospects. Like, let's say, for example, if you're coming down with a best friend, just say, hey, we're going out for a tribal dinner, clothes optional, and come along and feel our energy. And then, of course, the event starts at 7:30. And you can register to stay overnight at the hotel as well. That's an option. Okay, so that is Mitra Tour. Do you guys have any comments or questions? Are we clear? Who's excited? We have Lisa Pebble on the agenda, going to be talking about product quality. We're so excited about that. We got Doug Barlow talking about building a 100 Club organization. We've got Mitra talking about the Shred 10. We're going to have an NMD panel that will be talking about how the different teams are launching Shred 10 and the different stuff that they're doing online to promote it, and the private groups. Who else do we have? Melissa's going to be doing the Fast Track to Sales coordinator. I'm going to be hosting. What else? Yeah, the panel. So yeah, so it's a really tight agenda, but there's going to be a lot of great information. Okay, Mitra Tour, next one. So our Shred 10 Monday night calls are going to continue. So we did our first one last Monday, the 2nd. And what we're going to do is we've decided that Mondays we're going to continue, and they're going to be every Monday night. And it's good. We did a dry run. It takes you about 25 minutes to get through the new presentation. And then we're working on trying to get a business presentation. Can we get details for Thursday? Yeah, Nikki's going to do a flyer for the Scandinavian spa. It'll probably be like a 3 till 5 or a 2 till 4 kind of thing.
Yeah, it's $45 and you get a pass to go in and hang out in the pools and things like that. If you want, you can also book a massage, and then you have access to the pools and the steam room and stuff. But if you're considering it, you need to book now. They book, she told me 4 months out for the services. So
Really?
yeah.
Hey, Nikki, there's something you can do for us. Can you book for 3?
You can't book it the day of for the
You have to
pools.
day of?
For the pools, yeah.
Oh, crap. Okay. Got to figure it out. Okay, so what we're looking for from our leadership team is that every Monday night there's going to be a different pair on that will be doing the Shred 10 new presentation. It's 15 slides. It's really easy to present. And then we're going to have a new Own Your Own Life presentation. So we need you guys as leaders to partner up with somebody because it's easier to do it in pairs, so 2, and we're going to put a schedule together. So Nikki's going to be in charge of the schedule. So January 9th will be the first one that we will have the new business presentation, and we will obviously go through the new script. Nikki's going to record it because I've been having trouble with my internet. Today's actually good. I was on the phone with them for 30 minutes yesterday, hopefully resolving it, but it booted me out a couple times already today, so I'm not trusting. But Nikki's going to record it for next Monday, so it will be available. And Nikki's also going to take some summary notes / points for each slide, so that as a leader, you guys will have some notes for every slide so that you feel confident when you're talking. So there'll be like almost like a little bit of a script, but to have your own flair. So really at the end of the day, we need a pair for the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th. So I'm gonna let you guys own it, but we do need 2 people. And you guys can work together to decide with your schedules who can do it. And just reach out to Nikki so she can start to put the schedule together. When we talked to Michelle Ball at the NMD Summit, they do Sunday nights as a team. And she said she's on the call like every 2 or 3 months. They have so many leaders that do the Sunday night call and they lead it. And that's one thing that I learned from Michelle Ball is they really empower their leaders to really take charge and jump in and start like presenting and training and it's obviously paying off because their confidence is strong in front of the room and strong in front of Zoom, and they're building, you know, a huge empire of leaders. So when we talk about leadership development as one of the themes, we feel that by you guys stepping up and doing these calls consistently, it's going to build your confidence. Your team is going to see you building your confidence, and it will give them confidence to eventually get to that place of doing it. Do you guys agree? Awesome. Okay. So can you guys just get back to Nikki so that you can fill the January schedule? And ideally, if you could, we would like to have the first quarter of the year filled up. So do you want to say anything around that?
Thank you.
Get on it. Okay. Next is we want to talk about, remember we said that the second word theme was duplication. We want to talk to you guys about how you think we can do a better job training and duplicating new distributors, because we feel that there's still a bunch of them that get lost in the system. They just get lost. I mean, we're growing, we're recruiting, and you know, some months we bring in 30 new distributors and we might end up having 2 or 3 promotions out of that, which is not enough. And I know Nikki has kind of taken on connecting to all of the new recruits, having some type of a connection, letting them know that they're part of our organization. Actually, Nikki, do you want to share what you do so that all the leaders understand what your role is in that and how it's going so far?
Yeah, so I reach out to the new hires, kind of like how we discussed a few leadership calls ago. It was talked about maybe doing the Facebook messages. So we do Facebook messages, and then when I'm not hearing back, I usually connect with the upline. So like, you know, I've talked to Michelle before and found out that, oh, that's not a person that's that's really wanting to work. She just wants a discount, stuff like that. So you can tell with those who actually wants to work, because the people who have gotten back to me and set up meetings, they've been very positive and just lots of information. It's been a great way for me to show them things that maybe they didn't understand when they first got trained, and a lot of people feel like they don't want to bug their upline. That's what I was getting a lot, like, oh, they're really busy, I don't want to bug them. That's what I was hearing a lot of. So I just kind of opened myself out and just let them know that they can contact me with questions and things like that. So just kind of trying to be that just additional resource if they're feeling like they can't get answers or they're confused or have questions and things like that. So the people that I have spoken to, it's been very positive. But I think because it's not something that's in the routine yet of what's happening, that a lot of people just don't know to expect a message from me or to even look for a message. And because I'm not friends on Facebook with all these people, sometimes they don't even see the messages. So I'd say that's where the miscommunication is, and that maybe if it was part of a step, that it would, we could connect with more people, if that makes sense.
How about, because you have their phone number, how about doing a two process of going, calling them and leaving them a message and then texting them as well?
Yeah, I think that, that would be fine. It was more on the last leaders call. People were just concerned with things like that because not everybody's signing up to do the business. So that, I'm more than willing to do that if that's something leaders are comfortable with me doing. But last time we spoke, some were a little nervous of that because not everybody signs up to do the business, and they felt that a little nervous that it might seem pushy.
What did the leaders think?
I would say, Nikki, that I think that conversation can happen like right at the beginning, like maybe when we're talking to the person that we're signing up, to just say, I understand that that's where you're at, but the kind of how we do things as a team is you'll get a connection call from Nikki. Like, I don't know, what do you guys think?
I think my opinion is we go full throttle. We assume everybody wants to do the business. As Melissa said, what the hell, you're signing people up, to throw $50 away, or you want to do some type of a business, right? I know some people are soft around that, or they want to get a better cost, but at the end of the day, I think we need to give people the vision and the courtesy to let them know that they're either saying yes to an awesome business, or they're saying no, but they don't know what they're really saying no to. Because I think we have distributors out there that aren't confident in the business because they're not confident in themselves. And so they soft sell without a vision. And if I'm assuming they're not doing the three-way calls and getting an NMD on the call so that they can paint the picture. So you've got two incompetent people having no idea about the opportunity. Maybe somebody that's never even gone to an event before signing up a person. And it's like Dumb and Dumber, right? And so I don't know, personally, I think that, and I go back to my days when I first started. That's what I felt like. I was like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know, sign here. So I'm not doing it to insult anybody, because I was there at one time, and I am compassionate about what it's like in the beginning. It can be very intimidating when you're signing up your first few distributors, right? It's overwhelming. So my thought is that, Nikki, you go full force and have a connection call with everyone. Yeah. And a connection call is you call them, you have a script text, and say, I'm going to be friending you on Facebook, so don't freak out. And I would be more than happy to book a 30-minute get started meeting with you if that's something you can put in your schedule in the next week, so we can launch you properly.
Or maybe it's even different words. It's not necessarily launch you, because if there are people that have said, no, I don't want to do this, we don't want them to feel forced. It's just, I want to welcome you to the team and make sure you know a little bit about our team, where to find resources, and answer any questions you might have, and just welcome you aboard.
Yeah.
This is just your, what's the word?
It is a welcome call. It is
Yeah.
a welcome and info
Like
call.
a springboard call. Yeah, just into there. Because as Nicole said, if you have, and I use the word babies, bringing on babies, they don't know how to take care of themselves, let alone somebody new. And things change. What may have seemed as just, oh, I'm just doing it to save a little money, in 3 months from now, when they lose their job or their husband leaves them, or who knows, life happens, this all of a sudden is a priority. And if they have some sort of connection with us, even if that's all it was Nikki and the person that signed them up, and they're like, maybe, I really liked that at the beginning. Maybe this is something I could go back to. They're not, at least they know where they could go, as opposed to it not even being a thought in their mind.
We'll tell them the example of Joanne being signed up by 1 or 2, and then what happened.
Oh yeah. So Graham, who I just welcomed on our team, I can't even remember how I got connected with her. It's been that long. Anyway, long story short, she has been a Juice Plus rep twice before now. She signed up in the past just to get a savings on her own product and loved it. Never heard from her upline again after she signed up. And then the same thing happened a second time. So she thought, well, I'll sign up again and maybe I'll do the business, and I don't know. And she didn't. And then we connected, and it's taken me months and months and months and months. And she finally messaged me 2 days ago, said, okay, I'm ready. And I almost fell over because I've been talking to her for so long. You just never know. Never know. And she hasn't had a health crisis or a financial crisis. She just loves what we're about. She's been following us, been all over our website. You just never know. So she wants to be part of it and wants fun money. Find yourself again instead of just being a mom and a wife.
Yeah.
So you just never know.
Yeah, so just to go back to that conversation. So yeah, so anytime Nikki is having those 30-minute training sessions with our new reps, Nikki reaches out. She's had a couple of those with my new reps in the last 4 weeks, and then she gives me a full update of what they went over, and it's interesting because I think, Nikki, a couple times you said it's almost like they're fearful of reaching to me because they think I'm so busy.
And maybe we could add, Nikki, to our startup meeting A with new reps, is have that as a step. Let the new rep know that Nicole Webb's going to be contacting them and why, and say all the things. Why are you going to contact them? To welcome them to the team, to answer their questions, another person that they have a connection with. And just show them around our website or where to find our website, that kind of thing. So just so you know.
Okay, so what other things that we can do to do a better job duplicating? So we're trying to put a process in place so no rep falls through the crack, that they're getting some type of a connection and an option to do a 30-minute training right out of the gate. Nikki is going to communicate with all of the leaders when she has that call, so you guys are up to speed. So that's one step that we're trying to take. What are some other steps? We've got a few ideas, but we want to hear what you guys think first.
Anyone?
What does the baby have to say? Maybe the baby has some answers.
Show us Jagger. Let's see Jagger.
Congratulations, Sarah. I've been following you on Facebook. Looks like you're having a fun mummy experience. Okay, you guys are quiet, so yeah. Oh, thank you. So we'll share a few of the ideas that we had. One for duplication would be having a Facebook group for Fast Track to Sales Coordinator. I have to send a huge thank you to Melissa and Nikki for so much wonderful. I don't know what else it says. Go to the chat. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. for so much wonderful support from these calls to the Team B website to all the calls. Amazing, and thank you. Awesome. You're so welcome. So going back to one of the ideas for, I'm going to say duplication would be, I feel that we can still do a better job as leaders training our team. I know that when I do some live trainings just off the cuff because I'm in work mode and I go, geez, I should share what I'm doing with the team. I get so many people commenting about that great training. Oh my gosh, what a great idea. Oh, thank you for that. And you guys are working hard just like we're working hard. And the ideas that you're doing, we need to get that out to the team. So an idea we had, I know you guys are going to go, oh my gosh, another Facebook group, I'm going to die. But we're thinking about doing a special Facebook group for people that have just started to get to sales coordinator. So the people that want to go fast track sales coordinator. And then as a leadership team, we get to train them. We get to do, Michelle, you get to do a live training. Melissa, you get to do a live training. Sarah, you get to do a live training. Sean, you get to do a live training. And it's about helping, like lifting them up so that they're seeing all of us. We're giving them hope. They're like, because we all have different styles and we have different ideas that they can all benefit from. So we were thinking about taking it off the main site because it will be too overwhelming, I think, for all the distributors, because not all the distributors, what is it right now? 11% are kind of playing the game. So what we could do is create a new group for those people that are gunning for sales coordinator and supporting them through ongoing training. And what's cool about it is when you do bring in a new recruit and they are gung-ho to go fast track sales coordinator, you can put them in the group and they've got all the history and videos for them to do their homework. Then there's like a history there of just focusing on helping them get. So they'll be like, oh, can somebody explain the marketing plan? Oh, go on to the group. The video's there. Put in marketing plan. Boop, there it is. It's like very specifically focused for that group of getting to sales coordinator. What do you guys think of that idea? I know it's another group. Don't hate me.
I just have a question thinking out loud as I'm listening to talk about it. How are we going to, like, in what time frame do people go in this group and then, do you know what I mean? Because you have people joining all kinds of time.
Well, once they get to sales coordinator, they go bye-bye and they move to the leadership group. And that's the other thing we wanted to talk about. One of our words was leadership development. Now, right now we have a leadership Facebook Messenger, and that's been better communication. But I think a group, a Facebook group for Team B leaders is probably more appropriate because it'll be much easier for us to search. There's really no search button in the Facebook Messenger, so things get lost so fast. But if we had a group, we could start to put some advanced training, our favorite, motivational videos, but this would just be for leaders only. This would be for senior sales coordinators and above. So once somebody finishes and gets to, through the SC and they advance to the SSC, they don't have to be part of the other group. It's like we have two groups, one for SC and one for leadership. And I know that, I think does Mitra have some type of a Facebook group now? Or Shred?
Just chat group,
Okay.
Can I just say something?
official NMG group. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that along your lines, Melissa, I think that the people, if you do this group, it should be once they hit Fast Track VF, because otherwise you're just doing another group of people who are gung-ho at the beginning and then kind of peter off, as we have our group now. Just 1 minute. So to get to the Fast Track Sales Coordinator, I almost think that you should get to Fast Track VF first and then get added to that Sales Coordinator group. Yeah. Otherwise, it'll just be everybody that's being added as a new rep is going to end up in that group, right?
Actually, what Nicole and I talked about, in order to be added to that group, first of all, you have to want to. It's not just become a distributor. You have to want to go fast, and you have to commit to doing all of these things. And it's going to be challenging, but we're going to push them like to challenge them. And it's going to be getting out of their comfort zone. So they have to agree to doing, let's say they're going to do their affirmations every day. They're going to have their goals laid out for, let's say it's for 2 months or 3 months for sales coordinator. It's going to be faster than the 4 months, right? X number of events per week, et cetera, et cetera. So whatever this list is that we come up with, they'll know what it is. Say, here it is. If you want to be part of this sort of mastermind group to get there, then you've got to commit to doing this. It's not just somebody who's like, yeah, well, maybe. Well, then no, you're not part of that group. This group is going to have such huge energy and momentum and just flying. And so they have to say, yeah, I'm willing to do all of that to be in that group. Yeah, so I got this idea from Michelle and Sandy. They had, it was called Summer Camp. And that's exactly what they did. Everyone that wanted to participate, it was like a 90-day game plan. But anyone who wanted to participate had to commit to all of these different things. And if they didn't, they were out, booted out of the group. And it's to help move them along. And it created a lot of awesome momentum. It got people stretching themselves, getting out of the comfort zone and talk about personal growth. Huge, 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 huge. So it's for somebody who's serious that wants to do this.
So that was one of our ideas for duplication, is working with the serious people and giving them the right tools and training that they need to really advance their skill set. And we're using the team leaders to help us do that.
Because all of you guys will have people in there, I would think.
So what do we call it then? Are you saying, Melissa, that it's just for fast track to VF then only?
No, they have to have done that first and then to get into the sales coordinator group.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So we
Or-
would only put fast track VFs in.
Well, like once they went fast track VF, chances are they might want to fast track SC, right? So I'm just saying, like, people come in and they're really gung-ho and then they get a bunch of no's and they do nothing,
Yeah.
right? So if you're making this group of people, I feel like they have to kind of prove that they can be in this group. It's like a bit of an elitist group. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? Like they need to fast track VF in order to get into this next group where they're going to get all this extra training and whatnot type of thing.
Right.
I mean, not that we wouldn't do that with our reps already, but just so we know that they're actually serious. Otherwise, you're just going to have another group of Juice Plus reps who some are doing something and some aren't. So I like the idea of the accountability. I think that is actually, when she talked about that in September, I was trying to think how I could do that with my team. So I'm glad you're bringing that up again.
Or as you're saying, Melissa, you called it like they sign a contract, for lack of a better word. So, because a couple things came to mind when you were just talking, how some people come in right away, gung-ho, and then peter out. So what if we put them in right at the beginning, if they were willing to follow all of the rules? So right at the beginning, you get those reps that come in right from the get, and then they just go. So to have, if they say, yes, I want to do this, and yes, I will do all of these 10 things, then they could jump in right at the beginning. So we don't lose them. They don't lose any momentum or anything. They're just immersed in this right away. But they have to commit to the things or then they're out.
So then we'd have to come up with a list of what that accountability is for a new person.
Yeah, what we expect them to do.
I'm going to guess that you're going to get at least 50% of people not wanting to join the group. It's going to be, I can't commit to that.
And that's okay.
Like that's totally cool. But if we were to, let's say we're in a business meeting with them and we show them the page, we say, this is where all of our leaders on the team are investing their time, their resources, their expertise to help you get to fast track sales coordinator. And this is a very elite group because you're going to learn from the best. You're learning from these leaders that did it themselves. So cool. But here's on the pin post, here's the minimal requirements of you to be part of this group. Is this something that you think you can commit to? If it is, great, I'll sign you up right now. If it isn't, then we don't do it.
Yeah, then we put together their action plan a different way.
So that we're trying to weed out the workers. And then when we do find a worker bee, we're giving them the tools to excel there.
Launch them.
I think the special Facebook group is interesting, would be a wonderful incentive for our distributors. I would like to be able to put anyone who is motivated and may have even slow track to VF and now want to move. That's fine, as long as they commit to some minimal requirements, right?
Yeah, anybody can join at any time, as long as they agree to the rules.
So can you guys throw out some basic ideas of what that accountability would look like?
What do they have to do in order to be in the daily, the DMO? What should be on that, or even the weekly, and then first of a month? Throw out some ideas and we'll write it down here.
Well, I have, sorry, should I go? Just kind of take over. Working with my guys right now, so we've discussed on what they can commit to. So I have them all committed to at least 2 events a day, and then different amount of reach outs depending on what their goals are. And they have to send me their photographed, whatever they did, whoever they reached out to, and all of that every night. And so we just kind of went through what their goals are and broke it down. And then, so it's been working so far. So I think that, you know, being accountable to their leaders somehow, whether, you know, whatever that looks like for them. For us, it was just worked well to send pictures every night. And it was good for me. It's good for me because when I see what they've been doing, I'm able to coach them a little bit more on that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I think that's really important to have that accountability. So, I mean, when I think about the basic, obviously we have to make them commit to the 10 steps, and going through once they hit that DF, then they need to go through the startup meeting B. And on it, it actually talks about what to do, right? A little bit. It talks about like your list of 100 people. It talks about, actually, Nikki, we have to get you to add setting up your Shred 10 group on the startup meeting A. But do you think that we should put, what do you think a realistic number would be for the average person to reach out to how many people a day at a minimum, based on your experience? The number that comes to me is 5, but that might be way too high for some people. Michelle, you're thinking 5? So Sarah Naylor says 5 as well. Melissa says 3 to 5.
Just because I have some of my distributors who only can commit to 3, and I've tried to push them to 5. And what ends up happening is when they don't get the 5, they get discouraged, but they're happy at 3 right now. So I'm kind of letting them build that confidence, and then I'm going to try and push them a little bit further. But I was finding that they were just kind of falling off because they weren't doing their 5, but that when they went back to 3, they're gung-ho again. So I think it depends on the person, honestly. Like people who really want it, you know, are doing 10 or more.
So 3 to 5.
I would say.
Or is it they don't know what to say, Melissa? Like they don't have the verbiage to, because to reach out to people, it's the same task, right? Just
Yeah, and we've worked on verbiage. I think for a lot of them, it's just they feel like they don't have enough time. So I'm kind of just, you know, I've tried to talk to them about time, and we all have the same amount of time. And, you know, you can reach out to 5 people in a minute if you really want to, like just the same cut and paste text. But
that's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
Like I just started doing Instagram over the last 2 weeks. My daughter, I've gotten like over 200 new people following me.
how?
I haven't even reached out to any of those 200 people yet with a standard. Now, some of them are obviously going to be Juice Plus, but I got to figure that out. But that's how, like when you think about how to find people, it's crazy, right? Of how fast you can build a following.
I would like to know how you got 200 new followers.
I don't
guess
know.
Your page isn't private though, right? I think I need to go public on my page. I have a private page.
I'm full out public, yeah.
She's always naked. Come on.
And
I did show my legs. I did have a bikini picture, and my girl said, "Mom, don't you dare."
they're censoring you.
If you put your bikini picture up there, Mom.
Nikki, what do you think about a newer rep? Like, we're talking about how many per day? Like, from somebody who's newer in the business, what do you think?
I would say for me, I think 5's doable, but I understand what it is that you're saying. Like it shouldn't be, time shouldn't be the issue, because you'd just be blasting them off one after the other.
Yeah.
But I would say if this group is to push people, then 5 to me seems too small.
The number is too high. They may be discouraged. I agree. I think if you want to do fast track, we need to do at least 5 per day. Plus, the group is to push people like Nikki. So I agree. I think if we show them that 5 is realistic, and you could do 5 in 5 minutes.
5 and 1.
Right? We just need to teach them, and that's the whole point of the group. Is we're going to teach them. We're going to show them how Melissa does 5 in 5 minutes, how Michelle does 5 in 1, how Sarah does it, and they're going to be able to watch our strategy. You're going to have a little bit different verbiage, but if we're hammering and giving them the tools, and they can follow either of our strategy, because we all are a little bit different, that's going to set success. They just need confidence. They just need examples. They just need to Michelle's doing it, Sarah's doing it, Nicole's doing it, Nikki's doing it, Melissa's doing it. Well, I should be. We just need them to have role models other than just the one leader.
I wonder if it's the lack of contacts I think they have. Because if you have a list of people, it's easy to bang out as many contact messages, right? But if you have to go find somebody, maybe that's their problem, that they don't actually have a list of people. So yeah, I'm opening up Facebook today and I'm like, okay, I got to scroll through and find somebody to message. That now makes sense to me that it's going to take me, it could take me a half hour, an hour to find 5 people if I'm scrolling through looking for pain and that sort of thing.
So why don't we do some of the accountability then, is that on Sunday nights, they need to take that half an hour or whatever and send us their list of the 5 people they're going to reach out to every single day, so we know that's done, and then we know they'll do it.
So on Sunday night, they have to have a list of 25 people.
Yeah.
Minimum. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's great because then they're organized for the week.
And they have no excuse, right?
I don't know if that's going to work for millenniums though, because you know how millenniums are just like,
True.
I'm kind of operate like a millennial. I'm like 25 people. I'm going to find 25 people on Monday in an hour on social, and it's going to spam them out, right? I won't do a list because my list, some days I'll hit 40, some days I'll hit 50. I won't be in the group.
But that's what people do so they're successful. You can't say, like, you're so far ahead of these new people just getting started, right?
Okay.
We want to create these good habits. You already have the good habit to go onto social media and find people.
Right.
And do it, right? Whereas these people are brand new. Okay, what do I do? So we got to teach them to find these. Does that make sense?
Listed 25 people minimum a week, right?
To add to that, this idea is, okay, so on Sunday, what's their action plan for the whole week, right? They have to have that done.
So action plan Sunday. And then how about events? So they're brand new. Do we say that they have to have a minimum of at least two launch events? So that would be a Facebook party, a salad in a jar party. Melissa's saying at least 3.
Yeah, that's on
Yeah.
Start at meeting A.
So 3 meetings. Call them launch meetings. Hi, how's it going? We're just on our leadership team meeting. You can come say hi to everybody. There's even a baby. Can we see the baby?
Oh, he's in the
There's got
dark.
a
I
2-month
think he's
baby.
sleeping.
3 launch meetings in your first month, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what we have so far for the accountability list. So we got start at meeting A, you go through, start at meeting B, you go through once you hit VF, list of 25 people minimum a week to have that ready by Sunday night and send to your leader. An action plan for Sunday. So, breaking that down. Because you know what? You might get somebody that maybe has 2 hours on Friday and that's what they can do. Maybe they're going to do all 25 people on Friday.
So they just have to have their schedule, their times carved out for their Juice Plus business, whether it's 15 minutes a day or, like Nicole said, a full 2 hours. And then there's, I don't know if I brought it. I wrote out a whole list that I've been going through with my goals. So these are the other things that I'm having them do is affirmations every day. So they need to just have that planned in their calendar, right? Affirmations, meditation. What else is in? Oh, they've got to. I don't know if they want to do it that day or plan it out for the week, what their Facebook posts will be. Some people like to have that ahead of time, but they need to do a Facebook post every single day or social media post, whatever they're on.
So we don't want it to be too overwhelming. We want it to be realistic. So I do think that we should do something around mindset. One thing that they can focus on mindset a day. So we just need agreement of what we think is the most effective for mindset for these people. So whether it's watching a quick mindset video, motivational video, reading, and that, like I'm big on affirmations or meditation.
I think they should do affirmations every day. Like, doesn't matter. And then with the mindset or the personal growth, that's something we as leaders could assign every day. Watch this video. And
Right.
we're only talking minutes, right? None of us are going to give them 2 hours of homework. Watch this today. Like the one, I think Rochelle sent one out recently. Read this quote. It could be just something like that, inspiring them every single day.
And you know what would actually work out really well is that each of us leaders on this group picks one day that we're in charge of. So Michelle, your Mondays, or Sarah, your Saturday, Sean, your Sunday, and that you guys are going to be responsible for doing something on that page, picking, and it's going to be based on what's kind of been coming up all week, and then filling in the gap of what you think they need. So is it a motivational video? Is it training on how to talk to people? You can pick live events, videos, your favorite video that just came through, a new video, any of that stuff, right? Want to give you guys the power, we want to empower you guys to make a decision of what you think the group needs. You guys like that idea?
Can I just touch on something? Like, are you guys just cold messaging people, like just out of the blue, people you don't even know? Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
Because I've been working probably at least 8 months right now, like just building relationships. That's been my thing is, and people are starting to come to me, like, and for me, that's worked really well. I'm a little nervous around cold messaging, and I personally haven't been doing a lot of it. I want to get more comfortable doing it for sure, but the feedback I'm getting in the network marketing industry, like from people who are, pros at it, is that we shouldn't just like reach out and product sell people. Like we should build the relationship first. Like this past week, I probably had two messages from people trying to recruit me that haven't even checked my profile, that don't even know I'm fully involved in a business already. And it's a complete turnoff for me. And this is this is the general consensus that I'm getting from people that are pretty successful in network marketing. So I'm just trying to I'm trying to wrap my head around it, how you guys are doing it, because I would love to do a bit more of that. But I've been hearing a lot more of build a relationship, start from a personal end, try to, get that attraction marketing, and then let people come to you and ask you, like, what do you do? Like, and I've had people, I guess, Melissa, you're right. You need to do a bit of both. I'm a little nervous about it just because of how I feel when I get that message.
Yeah.
Right? It's just that, like, well, hang on, you haven't even asked me, like,
Yeah.
who I am, right?
Well, it's all in the wording, what you say. And you've reached out to people, right? I bet you these people that you're talking about that are reaching out to you, you reached out to them initially way back when and started a conversation. So that's reaching out cold, right?
Oh, is that what you're doing then? It's just a reach out, like, to start a conversation, and not necessarily
It's a
reach out to.
combination.
It's
Yeah.
a comment.
It just depends on who the people are. So for example, if I'm getting new likes, let's say on my Passion for Nutrition page, I've got a standard, hey, thanks for liking my Passion for Nutrition page. I see that you are at, and I do research them. You're a mom and you live in, cool. I'm really far from you, but this is the cool thing about Facebook. So I do have something soft and personable in there. And then I say, I've been on your Facebook page and you know what I like about you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm actually looking, and then I might go into, I'm looking to build a tribe and looking for these qualities, and I think you might have them. If I sent you a video, would you watch it? So it's kind of like a combination. And everyone is different. If it's a nutritionist, then I've already got a connection. Right? So, you know, I learned today, I was on a coaching call about how important it is to get clear on your niche market. What's the intention? Who is your niche market? And be very clear and be very, very strong in why this business would be unbelievable for them. And before you get on the phone or before you text them, that your intention is that this business is going to take them to a whole new level. And we've got this beautiful gift. And you send that energy out in your text, you send that energy out in however you're communicating it with them, right? It's the intention behind the words. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's just my own fear around it. Like, I'm not gonna, make excuses. Like, I think it's just because of me being on the receiving end of that, and just how I felt when I got that message. Like, I just don't want to send that out there and have this image of, like, this person's, like, just trying to recruit me, Like, I want to start softer, like, I guess is my point.
I agree that it is all in relationships. I think that's really, really important. And so my intention when I'm sending stuff out is I'm going to build a relationship online with this person now. I like them, they liked my stuff. I've put in a few comments about what I like, and then that relationship starts. Some people come right out of the gates and comment. So again, it's the numbers game. Is what did we say? 10% might get back to you. And so it's worth it. It's worth it. It's trying to find that diamond in the, and then you still are building relationships here. Maybe they weren't ready. Maybe, it just wasn't the right time, but you're still building a relationship with them, right?
We should sidebar that though and keep on this because it's 8:45.
You got to get rid of
Details?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we've made some headways here. So a couple things to recap. So 3 words: recruitment, duplication, leadership, development. Does that feel good? So we got focus. We're our goal, as Melissa was saying, is taking our number from 665 members to 1,000 members by the end of the year. Maybe mid-year would be great, but that's 28 new team members a month. If we get to 1,000 and we increase our duplication so that we're 15%, not 11%, what's our club? 150. 150, absolutely. And that's a pretty exciting number, because in that number, your team is going to be raised up. That means you guys are raising up. So, and then leadership development. So we're clear on the Mitra tour. We're set up for that. There's going to be some fun. You guys are clear on the Shred 10 on Monday nights. You guys are going to step up and help us put a schedule together. If Nikki doesn't hear from you, she's going to be hunting you down and putting you in the schedule. So, and then you guys have agreed on this new Facebook group, Fast Track BF, Fast Track the Sales Coordinator, with some accountability. We're going to get working on that in the next week. And we're going to put that pinned post for the accountability piece and probably a video or something to explain the purpose of it and our intention so that all the leaders are going to be training. And then are you guys good for moving the Facebook Messenger group to a Facebook group for leadership? Do you think that's going to be better? Or we can still keep both of them to kind of, if there's reminders about calls and stuff, we can do a quick messenger, but we can, for more of the advanced training and stuff, to keep a leadership group. Do you guys like that?
I think you need both because one's voice, right?
Okay. So we'll get on that in the next week as well. I like the quick messenger also. I like it too. So we'll do the quick messenger still, but we'll also have a Facebook group so we can start to add history. So as our SCs go into SSC, that there's some really cool advanced training that they have access to. Can we keep the details around the reminders to the group and not the messenger? What's that? Can we keep the details around? You understand that? No.
Sorry, let me explain that. Like, I'm finding this is happening in my messenger group as well. Like, we send these really long posts, like, for example, like all the details around a Zoom, and it just, like, people are missing messages, right? So I haven't been forwarding those messages. What I do is I just tell people, reminder, TeamB Zoom call, and they know where to find the Zoom code. Like, I've taught them that they have to go to the team page to find out the Zoom code. And it's just because the messenger gets really long, and in my messenger group, people are missing things. So I just really streamlined it and just kept it to conversation as opposed to like this long message of the Zoom code, if that makes sense.
I know, and it's funny you say that because we get distributors that say, can you just put the full link because I don't have time to go into TeamB. Can you just put the link there for me? I'm worse for it. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the link, Nikki? I like all these.
Yeah, you know, everybody's going to be different. I just think what it does is it teaches people to go to the team page, and then they're probably going to catch something else on the team page that they missed. You know, it's just like part of DMO. Like, that's what I've taught them is this is where you're going to find it. And then they go to the team page and they're like, oh, I didn't even know this other thing was going on. This is pretty cool. So that's why I've gotten into that routine, is not to give them too much on the messenger and just keep it open communication.
I'll just let the leaders choose what they want to do for their team. So if that's working for you, Michelle, then just keep doing it.
Yeah, it's working for me, so.
Just to wrap up for the rest of January, we have 3 different national marketing directors. So next Wednesday will be Erica. She lost like 60 pounds on the T30 shred. We've got Nicole Perkins out of Arizona, and then we have Joy Kelly. So we'll be promoting those as well with the team. And what else? I think that's about it.
Thursday nights, remember the Shred 10 calls with the NMDs from the US? That's always on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's at inspiringhealthyliving.tv. It's a great place to go to. Go get familiar with that because there's all the past recorded calls and some other stuff.
And if we look out for February, just want to remind you guys that Alyssa is doing that wellness retreat. I think there's a few more tickets left. So if you're promoting the wellness retreat, it's a Friday night and all day Saturday event. There's still some tickets available. You have to get the Eventbrite ticket and call the hotel to book your room. And then on February 23rd, we have the hormone talk at the Valley with Jen Pike. We're working on a flyer on that. And then in March, the first week of March, we have David Phillip tour. I believe, Nikki, you've updated everything on the TeamB event stuff. So that's where you guys continue to go to educate your team and making sure that they're putting the events in. Now, Susan Baker, did she get back from the 30th view? She's going to do March 30th? No, and she's not on here.
It was on. I'll ask her.
Okay, we just need to find out if it's March 30th. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up and get ready for the 9 o'clock team call. We'll keep it to 30 minutes. If you can be on it, great. I think a lot of this stuff that we talked about, I'm just going to repeat. Does any of the leaders want to actually take a stab at doing some of this downloading to our team tonight? Anybody want to talk about anything to the group?
No. Who's going to talk about what?
Who wants to talk about what? Who took good notes?
Pick a piece.
Who wants to talk about the Mitra tour? And the link is on. I like all the info. Everyone's being so shy. Why are you being shy? Nobody's gonna step up. Sally, I am late for the 8:45 call. Okay, so Sean can't. Sarah's got the baby. Michelle and Melissa. Hey, what I'll do is I'll just call you in if you're on the call. I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody. Nikki, can you post this team leadership video on the team group for those that missed it? Thank you so much. Thank you for all your